That's right.
Yeah, so what were the first things that went through your mind when you learned that you were to be the next Bishop of St Davids?
Well, first of all, disbelief. You don't really imagine that it will happen to you. Secondly, I was thinking of Rosie and the boys and the effect it'll have on their life. And thirdly, I was thinking of my past and the road that I had travelled and the people that had contributed to my Christian journey, namely my parents. And combined in all of that then was a sense of honour, duty, and the fact that we have a steep climb together, and that's the lovely thing about it, the togetherness of working as bishop and diocese.
Was it a role that you thought about as a career path?
I think anybody who sets their mind at being a bishop from the day Akinet onwards are on a road to fail, because it's not about you, it's not about the position and the authority that it brings and the certain amount of credos, and it's not about that, it's about service. So the whole of my ministry has been about service, and hopefully people will realise in the context of that service, sacrifice. I think the only time you start thinking about when you're going to be a bishop is when people consider you worthy for the role, and when your name is being mentioned in such things as electoral college. But otherwise, no, not really. But I'm very pleased to be Bishop of St Davids.
What do you see as the principal responsibilities of a bishop?
Well, first and foremost, it's witness and being a focus of unity. Witness to the gospel, which is the good news, and to be faithful to that gospel, and to unify a diocese, because, I realise, David, that it's a diverse diocese with many different views, traditions, and expectations. And the role of the bishop is to unify as best as he or she can the diocese to work towards the common cause. And the common cause is to preach Christ crucified and the resurrection, and to prepare the world, prepare myself, the people who will be serving as bishop, and the world for the time when he will come again. Because that's what we are called to do. We are preparing for that time when Christ will come, and pray God he'll come in our time. We don't know when that's going to happen.
So looking forward to the next, let's say, 6 months, 12 months, what do you see as your first priority?
I want to have discussions with people. I want to gain people's trust. I also want people to realise that the common purpose of the episcopacy in this diocese has to be one of collegiate working together. I also want people to realise that I'm going to do my best to take things slowly initially, but there are going to be changes, and some of those changes aren't always going to be easy, and they're going to be difficult. We are a vast diocese. We have tremendous amount of buildings. We have a quarter of the buildings of the church in Wales in our care. We've suffered as a result of the COVID pandemic, and people have lost confidence, not only in the church, but in their daily lives. There are still people who are reluctant to go out and who are fearful. And I want to reassure people. So there's a lot more that I've been thinking of and praying about. But really, I just want us to make this journey together, and to know that as we go forward, Jesus is holding our hand. And that's the important thing.
And more broadly, the church is going through a difficult time, numbers are declining, and yet there are signs of growth here and there. Is that what you discern?
Yes, I think that's true of the Church in Wales, the Anglican Communion, and all other denominations for that matter. I do want to see church growth. Church growth will ensure a lot of things for people. And there's an element of security in that for people who are frightened about where they are and where they worship. So, as I say, it's not bishops, archdeacons or clergy who close churches. It's congregations that don't attend. I'm mindful that there has been a steep decline in church attendance. We have to ask ourselves the question why that is happening. We also have to consider what's happening in society as a whole, and society has changed. And in so much that I don't feel that the church should accommodate itself to the standards that society set, I think we have to be relevant to society, empathetic to what's going on, how people are, where they are, how they're thinking, and to make the church relevant to them. We're not always going to agree, and fragmentation is something that the church has always been used to. But where we have strength, we've got to ensure that strength, that we flex our muscles, that we help those who are searching, not only in their private lives, but their relationship and personal relationship with Christ. And we have to go about that, I feel, in some cases, gingerly, ensuring that nobody feels outcast, dejected, rejected, or unloved.
So, finally, what would be your message to the congregations in the diocese, the clergy in the diocese, the lay ministers in the diocese? What would be the thing you would want to say to them at the beginning of your episcopacy?
Well, obviously, there'd be an opportunity to give a kind of taster of how I would like us to go forward, and that'll be at the enthronement at the beginning of February. But what I want people, clergy, laity, everybody who's connected with the church, even those who are not connected with the church, because I am bishop to the diocese, and that means everybody, different denominations, people who don't even believe. I am your bishop, and what I want them to be assured of and reassured of is my prayers, my faithfulness, and my love for them. Somebody asked me a silly question to ask before I was even consecrated or sacred synod, what I would like my legacy as bishop to be when I come to retirement, or when I'm called to higher service. Who knows, it could happen. And I've known a lot of bishops, and I've served under great bishops. What I would like to be remembered for and as is the bishop who loved his diocese and his people. And that is true, David. I love my people. I love this diocese. I love the Church in Wales. And I commit and consecrate myself to Jesus to fulfill this service.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.